Oh, this was pretty funny. You know, I've had some. You hear a lot of people say, like, "What's wrong with Donald Trump? Is he crazy? Is he on Adderall? Is he doing blood? Why does he always want to? Why is he doing that all the time when he's really hyped up for a speech? He's like wants air to thrust through his teeth in some fashion. So you know, all this stuff about him being, you know, taking drugs or this and that, I don't know. It all sounds pretty suspicious to me. However, I may have to reconsider because America's greatest newsman has some inside information.
Ladies and gentlemen, I was told this by high-level sources, and it was evident, and especially after Reagan was shot in his first year in office when he was acting like Trump and doing the right things, that he never really recovered. They gave him cold blood and his transfusion that causes brain damage. They slowly gave him small amounts of sedatives. It's known that most presidents end up getting drugged. Small dosages of sedatives till they build it up.
Is this, I mean, Matt, you like history, don't you?
Right.
Is it well known that most presidents are drugged? Are given drugs? Is that what it was?
Well, Kennedy had a history with drugs, different medications. Also, Nixon took...
well, they took drugs.
But yeah, not surreptitiously drugged. I haven't heard that.
I mean, I didn't know that was well known.
I mean, they tried to dose Castro with LSD.
Right. And GWHB, right? Or George Herbert Walker. I heard like there was a Halcyon story about him taking Halcyon. But I don't think that. But all right, go ahead. I just wanted to know. Maybe I'm out of it.
Trump's such a bull, he hasn't fully understood it yet. But I've talked to people, multiple ones, and they believe that they are putting a slow sedative that they're building up that's also addictive in his Diet Cokes and in his iced tea, and that the president by 6 or 7 at night is basically slurring his words and is drugged. Now, first they had to isolate him to do that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I've talked to people that talk to the president now at 9 at night. He is slurring his words. And I'm going to leave it at that. I've talked to folks that have talked to him directly. So notice,
Roger
he's mentally
Stone.
ill. Oh, he's got Alzheimer's. They isolate him. Then you start slowly building up the dose. But instead of titrating it like poison, like venom of a cobra or a rattlesnake or a water moccasin, where you build it up slowly so that you get a immunity to it, you're building it slowly so the person doesn't notice it. First, it's almost zero, just a tiny bit, and then a little more. And then your brain subconsciously becomes addicted to it and wants it. And so as the dose gets bigger and bigger, you get more comfortable in it. The president's about 2 months into being
Wait. How does that? Is that how addiction works? You subconsciously want more and more, and so if you're surreptitiously given, you get more and more comfortable with it. So what's he saying? That you wouldn't you crave it, and you'd be like, "Why am I getting this? Like I'm getting if I." But don't you build the tolerance to it too? I don't know. It's not like titrating.
So as the dose gets bigger and bigger, you get more comfortable in it. The president's about 2 months into being covertly drugged. Now, I'm risking my life, by the way, telling you all this. I was physically sick before I went on air because I'm smart. I don't mean that in a braggadocious way. I mean, I'm not dumb.
Let me also just add that I am also I'm putting my life under because where I'm talking about this, I'm showing it here too, right? And frankly, Matt, sorry, but your life is being threatened as well. We're all, anybody who heard the voice, we're all gonna have to be taken out.
I mean, not that I think that.
Shh.
Oh, sorry, should I run?
Just be careful with what you say. That's all I'm saying. What you want to say, but just be careful. No, there's probably people listening.
Well, I just think I didn't listen to the later Roger Stone appearance on this, but I'm glad that at least somebody can get some information out of that White House.
I mean, I wonder, like,
what other sources could he possibly be referencing?
No, of course he's talking about Roger Stone, and I don't know how Roger Stone would know that there's. I mean, that would mean that somebody is doing a very bad job of surreptitiously drugging the president, where other people around him know, right?
I think it's preemptive excuse making for Trump's increasing mental decline.
Well, that's what I'm starting to. I mean, that's what this is about, right? It's expectation setting. So Stone's going, ooh, Donald's really about as bad as I've ever seen him. Well, we better start making a narrative around this. First off, folks, if there's one thing I want you to learn from that video, it's never, ever, ever drink your Diet Coke from a glass. Make sure you get the bottle. Make sure that not a bottle even, because they can twist it back on. It's got to be a can. And that's not just about Diet Coke. That's with regular Coke. It's with any type of soda. Any type of drink, any type of soft drink.
And if he has someone mixing tea for him, I mean, that's a huge security.
That's a huge
loophole.
Security risk. They would never do that. I think, I mean, when you start to hear that, honestly, what I hear from that is Roger Stone's worried about him. Well, do you think, Roger, I should probably just go on and say, like, he's being drugged, or is that going to be enough?
I mean, he did say he's like a bull, so it's taken him 2 months of being poisoned to be brought down, but finally he's slurring at about 7
They don't
o'clock
realize
at
it. Yeah. I mean, they bring it with it's very small doses. And then by 9 p.m., the guy sounds almost incoherent. As opposed to like at 5 in the afternoon when he's delivering a major speech, or 4 in the afternoon, or like first thing in the morning. I really think just the tone of all this stuff, the level of paranoia surrounding him suggests to me that, like, people, I mean, you start to hear about all these the people lawyering up. There's all these people who are going to be witnesses. There's people, I think, who are getting contacted for investigation who are not necessarily subjects to the investigation. I mean, it just sort of feels like there's a list of potential witnesses being brought up at trial.
We played it yesterday on the show, but Bannon talking about the Comey investigation, saying it was in modern history biggest mistake, and he's talking about how he doesn't think that it's obvious, but if Comey wasn't fired, the Mueller investigation wouldn't be looking as broadly as it is.
Yeah, I think that's wishful thinking, to be honest with you. I mean, I think that my sense at the time and continues to be that Comey was headed in the exact same directions that Mueller was. Mueller may be able to bring in a broader array of resources in some ways. He doesn't have necessarily the bureaucratic problems. He can assemble a team of people who have retired in a way that maybe Comey couldn't. But and maybe Mueller in some ways has less bureaucratic problems, at least in investigating these things. Doesn't necessarily have the internal dissent that might have been at the FBI. But this is where it was headed. This is where it was headed from day one, I think. Because this is where it was headed in June of last year. I mean, it's not like this investigation just started after Trump became president. This was an ongoing investigation. And it was going to lead somewhere because there's some place. And I think they're going to find it. I don't know if it has to do with Trump or the people around him, or if it's just... I don't know that it has anything to do with collusion per se, as much as it does about financial shenanigans. But something's rotten in Trump Tower, as they say. Hi, folks. Sam Seder here. We still need your help on our Patreon page. YouTube ads have come back, but not nearly as much as we had before. So if you can help us out, any little bit helps. Head over to our Patreon page right at this URL, and you'll help us keep helping you by making videos